What's up everyone, it's JD Bar, also known as Backlog Warrior. Today we're doing a Stream Warrior Deluxe tutorial. I'm going to show you how to set up your accounts and create a subscriber alert. We're also going to set up the stage and plug it into OBS and get everything going. If you don't know what Stream Warrior Deluxe is, it's a subscriber alerts and overlay design software, completely client-sided. It supports Twitch, YouTube, Smashcast, Mixer, StreamTip, and soon Streamlabs. It actually might already support it by the time you watch this video. So if you don't have that, you can download it on streamwarrior.jdbar.me, link in the description. It's free. There is a paid version that adds some cool features like a customizable chatbot and virtual key presses in case you want to simulate something like Twitch plays Pokemon. But today we're just going to keep it simple and we're going to do a subscriber alert. So when you start up Stream Warrior, this is going to be the first thing you see is your dashboard. What we're going to do first is we're going to go to the connection screen and we're going to immediately connect our accounts. I'm going to do my YouTube account, but if you stream on multiple platforms, you can hook up all your accounts and Stream Warrior will handle your follow alerts for every account that you hook up. You don't have to worry about it. So I've got my YouTube account hooked up now. We're going to go to the widget screen and we're going to make our own subscriber alert widget. There is one that comes pre-made called the SW Classic Alert, which is basically a traditional type of subscriber alert, but we're not going to use that. We're going to make one from scratch today. So we're just going to scroll to the bottom here and we're going to click on the plus. We're going to make a new widget. We'll just call it sub-alert for the file name and subscriber alert for the title. The author is JD Bar, and we'll pass on the description for now. And we'll click on the pencil icon here. And now we are in the widget editor. This is where all of our dreams will come true. So the first thing we do is we're going to hit the plus tab right here. And we're going to add an image element. We'll just call it image. We can put whatever we want for our image. I have a GIF ready to go of Yoshi from Super Mario Kart, because he's my favorite Mario character, and it was the first GIF that I found on Google Images. So there he is in the center of our screen right now. Stream Warrior will automatically put your images and text elements in the middle, and you can position them from there using the position panel. So if we typed in, for example, -100, he would go up 100 pixels, and if it was +100, he would go down 100 pixels. But I think I like him being in the center for now. So let's add another element. This time it's going to be a text element. And we're going to call it text. Bet you didn't see that one coming. So our text, that's where we're going to put our actual thank you for subscribing message. So let's just set up a font here. What should we do this time? Facile Sans. Let's do that. And we'll set a size 64. I don't know. And we'll make the color white. Stream Warrior accepts CSS and HTML values also. So we can do a hex code. We can do #FFFFF, something like that. I think that's white. Or we can even do RGB 255, 255, 255, and that should work, I think. Let's test it. Hello world. Where is it? It's black. What did I do wrong? I might be using RGB wrong. So we'll stick with white for now. So right now the text is behind the Yoshi GIF. We want to fix that by just dragging the element over here so that it comes first, and it'll come right up. Let's set our subscriber message now to thanks for the sub, curly braces, username. So what does that do? The curly braces is what I call a Stream Warrior literal, and it's going to be basically a field of text that Stream Warrior will be able to replace with our subscriber's username a little bit later. But for now, it's very important that we put it in curly braces. Let's make it center aligned. It's actually a little big, so let's turn down the font size to 48, and it's kind of squashed up. So one thing we can do is set the width, and that should separate our text a little bit further apart. There we go. So you might have noticed something there when it was 500 width, was that the username was on the same line as the rest of the message, and you might want it on a new line. One thing you can do in the content value is use JavaScript tokens like \n. That means new line. You can see it didn't do anything, but if we go to the CSS box over here and add something to our white space CSS attribute called pre, which means preserve our white space, then you can see it just broke our username down onto a new line right after the \n. So that might be a cool trick that you want to use in your own widgets, or not, I don't care. So yeah, that basically works. Let's test it. Like, what if the username was really, really long? What's going on there? I don't know exactly. So let's fix that. Let's just make the width 100%. And so now, the width of the text element is 100% the width of the screen. So you really shouldn't have a scenario where a really long username will mess up your element. You can see it kind of made some scroll bars there. That might be a problem. We don't really want scroll bars to show up on our widgets. So the way to fix that is to go to the widget, the very top element. We can define a width and a height here as well. We'll do 100% by 100%. And let me show you the border of the widget to just demonstrate what's going on. The widget is automatically conforming to the size of the screen when we use the values 100%. Now that we've done that, we can set overflow to hidden, and the scroll bar disappears. Basically, that means if anything's flowing outside of the widget, just hide it. We don't want to see it. We don't want the ability to scroll to it, because you can't scroll on a stream overlay. That makes no sense. So that should be good. Now let's get rid of this super long text. Whoa, I accidentally got rid of the new line. Set that back to username. And let's bump down our text a little bit. 100 pixels? Nah. 150. Perfect. We do some other cool stuff. We can set a stroke on our text in the style panel. If you want it to be like outlined in black, you do 2 pixels black and that should work. It's actually hard to see the stroke with this background. Let's add a shadow to it, but we're gonna make it look kind of like it's glowing by making the shadow white. So the shadow argument, or sorry, the shadow attribute takes a few values, an X offset and a Y offset. So I'm gonna do 0, 0. It also accepts a blur radius. We're gonna do 10, and we're gonna use the color white. Whoops, why is it not working? Because we need to use pixel units, because this is CSS. So there we go, we have kind of an effect that looks like our text is glowing there. I actually turn down the stroke a bit. Can we get rid of the stroke entirely? Did that look any good? That looks kind of neat. What if we made the glow green to match the color of Yoshi? Lime, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think it's better without the stroke and just the glow. So from there, what can we do? I guess we'll just save the widget since I think that's good for now. And we'll add it to our stage. So let's set up the stage. We'll go to the stage editor and we'll just click this top tab up here for the stage. And the first thing you want to do is set your stage's width and height. So we'll do that. You can see these scroll bars showed up, so that way we could scroll around and see our stage, but we have nothing on it right now. So let's add our new subscriber alert widget. So we'll add a widget element, and this name that we give it is important because this is the name that the stage is going to use for us to be able to manipulate our widget. Not the widget name, but the stage name. So we will just call it subscriber, no, we'll just call it sub alert, I think. I think that's easy. And we can see we have this empty box here. We'll choose the widget source, set it to subscriber alert. Whoops, I just noticed something. We forgot to get rid of the green border on our widget. So we'll just go back, get rid of that, save it. If we go back to our stage and choose the source again, it should refresh. There we go. You see it's kind of squashed up in this box right now. And it has a white border. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the border by typing in a 0 for the border. And we can't see everything. So let's set the width and the height to the size of our stage, 1920 by 1080. You can see our widget right here in the very middle of the stage. I don't personally like my subscriber alerts to be right in the middle since it kind of covers up the gameplay. So I'm going to put my subscriber alert at the top of the stage by setting the top position to about -300 pixels. Actually, let's go -350 perhaps. Yeah, I like that. So that looks pretty good. So we'll just save our stage now. And let's load this up into OBS and see how it looks. So we'll go to the dashboard and we'll copy the stage URL that's at the very top. And we're gonna go to OBS. Now we're gonna get some tunneling here because of the preview. Whoa. Let's minimize. And what you're gonna wanna do is down here on the sources, you're gonna click the plus and you're gonna add a browser source. There we go. And we'll paste the URL for our stage in there. And we're gonna set the width and the height to the same thing that we did in the stage editor, 1920 by 1080. Where does that resolution come from? That is the resolution that you use in OBS to stream. It is your canvas resolution, and if you don't know it, you can go to your settings and click on video, and you'll see your canvas resolution there. That's the size you want to use for your stage. So we can see our subscriber alert now, but it's just kind of floating there in the way of everything, and it looks weird. So what do we want to do? We want to basically hide the subscriber alert when the stage loads, because we don't want to show it all the time. We only want to show it when we get a new subscriber. So let's hide that for now. And we'll open up StreamWarrior again. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the events editor now. Everything in StreamWarrior is handled by what is called events and actions, where an event is something like the stage loading up, a new YouTube subscriber, a Twitch cheer, a Streamlabs donation. All of those are considered events, to which we can react to with a series of actions. So we're going to add an event, and we can see it put stage load right away. And we want to hide our widget. So what do we type here? Well, let's check the manual because I'm not really sure. And we're on the manual. We'll go to the actions glossary and we're going to find our action for hide widget. You can see it's right here. And hide widget accepts a widget name and it will hide it for a certain amount of time. So the widget name is the name of a widget element on the stage. So we'll type in subalert. I believe that's what we called it. Let's check. Yeah, subalert. And then time. Well, we don't really want to specify an amount of time. We kind of want it to stay hidden until there's a new alert. And if we check here, it says if no time is specified, the widget will be hidden until show widget is called on it. Perfect. So we'll just call show widget when we get a new subscriber. So let's add a new event. And we can do new YouTube subscriber, since I hooked up my YouTube account. Or if you restream, you could technically do any new follower. And if you get a new follower on Twitch, YouTube, Smashcast, or Mixer, StreamWarrior will trigger this event. So let's actually do any new follower in case I hook up my Twitch account later. We want to show our widget called subalert for some amount of time. If we check the manual, it says the number of milliseconds to show the widget, where 1 second is 1,000. So let's say we want to show it for 5 seconds, that would be 5,000. And we can test that real quick. If we open up OBS and show our browser source again, see nothing's happened here because the stage has already loaded, so the stage load event hasn't quite gone off yet. We can set the stage load event to go off either by refreshing the browser source, or we can go to our stage and click save, which will ask us if we want to refresh any connected stages. Or we could have hit the bell icon right here on the events panel, and that would have triggered the stage load event. But you can see now that the subscriber alert is gone. It's disappeared because of the hide widget action. And now if I do the any new follower event, if I test that by clicking this bell icon here, it should show up in OBS, which it did, and it should disappear in 5 seconds. There we go. So the last step, we just want to replace that username. So this is where the curly braces come in handy, because what StreamWarrior does with those curly braces is it lets us identify that and replace it with whatever text we want. So we're going to add an action and we're going to set it to replace text. So what is the first argument for replace text? Let's see. It looks like it takes a widget name and then an identifier with a hashtag in front of it. It says it's a query for the text identifier. So we would type in our widget name, which is subalert, and the identifier. What is that? Well, in this case, it's going to just be hashtag username. It's going to be the exact same word that you put inside of curly braces. And what do we want to replace it with? So this is where the events come in handy and StreamWarrior literals come in handy. If we scroll up in this manual, we have an events glossary. Every event in StreamWarrior has these literals available, which we can replace our text with. So if I go down to new YouTube subscriber, we can see it has a username available to us. And to access that, we just go to StreamWarrior and we're going to replace our text with sw.username. Anything with sw dot in front of it, the word after it is going to be looked up in the event, and if it matches one of these names, it will put in the correct value. We have other cool stuff here, like the channel ID of the subscriber, the channel description, and the channel image, which is the URL of their avatar. So you can kind of do some fancy stuff with StreamWarrior literals, but right now we're just using it to set the username on our subscriber alert. So we can save that and we can test it again by clicking the bell icon. And there we go. It says thanks for the sub, Backlog Warrior. And that's our test data going off. Let's try it again. Yeah. So one last thing you might want to do is play a sound when you get a new subscriber. So we can add another action. We can do play sound. And just for fun, let's see what the manual says about play sound. Let's see. Play sound accepts a file path and a volume, where file path is a local file path to a sound file, and volume is a number between 0 and 1. So I think I have a sound effect available, weirdly enough, in my pictures folder, because I have a folder for my overlays. Whoops. Overlay. Whoa. There we go. I have some Mario sounds here. So let's do the one up Mario sound. We'll copy the path. We'll put it in StreamWarrior. And we'll get rid of the quotation marks since StreamWarrior doesn't really need those. Volume, let's just go with 1. It says it takes a argument of 0 to 1. We'll save again and test it. And it worked. Perfect. So every time we get a new follower or a new subscriber on YouTube, that alert will go off. And I think we've basically hit all our bases for a basic subscriber alert with StreamWarrior Deluxe. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that I missed, but I don't think so. I think we're good. So now you know how to hook up your Twitch and YouTube and whatever account to StreamWarrior Deluxe. You know how to create a widget. You know how to put it onto your stage. You know how to put your stage in OBS. And you know how to manipulate your widget using events and actions. So, shit, you learned a lot. Next time, we'll do something a little more fancy. Maybe we'll do a donation alert, and we'll use the text-to-speech action to read the donation message out loud. Maybe do some other cool stuff. We'll probably also delve into the chat bot, which gets really fancy, and we can do cool stuff like Twitch plays Pokemon. But that's only in the Deluxe paid version, so you won't have access to that if you're using the free version. So I think we're good. Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you want more tutorials on using StreamWarrior Deluxe. We are going to get more and more technical as these tutorials go on. I'll even start doing some JavaScript stuff, showing how you can really program some crazy stuff with StreamWarrior. But I think that's it for now. So thanks for watching, and good luck streaming.